Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we'll go over some problems that I have over here. So we'll do some practice problems over here. So I have 9 problems over here. So these are basically on the topics that I have covered. All these topics I have already covered in my playlist. So if you want to check out the playlist, the link to that is in the description below. Alright, so let's get started. And before we start, I just want you to have a look at these and behaviors that I have. So these ones are basically going to help you in solving these problems. So it's better to look at them before we start the video. Okay, so here I have this sine function over here, cosine tan of x. Okay, and you see the sine of x is basically oscillating between 1 and -1, and similarly for cosine of x, and tan of x is like that. So for that, if you go ahead for all of these functions, the only thing that you have to know every time you have sine, cosine, tan of x, and you're approaching it the limit as x approaches infinity and negative infinity, the only thing that you have to know is that for these functions you just simply write dn. It does not exist. Okay, let's move on. So now we have e to the x, we have negative e to the x, and then we have ln of x. Okay, so for the e to the x, the function look like this. Okay, and for the exam, basically what you can do is like only memorize the function how they look like. Okay, do not go ahead and memorizing these. Okay, it's gonna take you forever. You won't even end up remembering. So what I recommend is basically memorizing only the graphs, how they look like, okay, the structure of those, and in the exam when you have to use them, just like on spot, try to figure out these. Okay, so let me walk you guys through how I did that. So for example, the graph of e to the x looks like this. Okay, and you're approaching it e to the x from the infinity. Okay, from the positive infinity. So since you're approaching it from the positive infinity, so as we approach, the values get to positive infinity, the x values. What are the y values they approach? The y values they approach positive infinity as well, right? So that's pretty much it. And if we approach the values from negative infinity, so like as the values increase towards negative infinity, what are the y values approaching? The y value seems to approach 0, right? Because like there's like an asymptote over 0. So that's a 0. Or if you want, you can maybe look at it like this: e to the power of negative infinity and 1 over negative infinity, that's a 0. Okay, so then e to the negative x. So e to the x looks like this. So negative x is basically like a reflection of that. Okay, so that is it. And e to the negative x, if you approach it from infinity, so as the values approach infinity, here the y value seems to approach 0. Okay, and if you approach from negative infinity, now the y values approach positive infinity. Okay. And for ln of x, if you go ahead and approach it from infinity, so the y values are approaching infinity as well. And if you're approaching negative infinity, there's no values at negative infinity, so that would simply be it does not exist as the x value approaches negative infinity. Now if you go ahead and talk about 0 from the right side, okay, so you see 0 is over here. So if you approach it from the right side, okay, so right side means this side. Okay, so as you're approaching the values, so you see there's like an asymptote over 0, so the y values they keep on increasing and approaching negative infinity. So that is it. And 0 from the left side, there's nothing over here, so that is basically does not exist. So this is pretty much it that you have to know before we go ahead and solve these problems. So let's try to solve these problems. So basically we have to find the infinite limits at these points, at these functions over here. So the first one that we have is x to the power of -4. All right, so the first function that we have is limit as x approaches what was it, x to the power of -4, and we have infinity over here. Okay, and we'll do the same thing with limit as x approaches negative infinity, x to the power of -4. Okay, so since we're approaching it from infinity, and I think I have already told you guys in my previous video, right? So let me try to recall you guys. Remember we did these tables over here, this one and this one in my previous videos, so I've just copied pasted them from my previous videos. So I have already taught you guys here, right? So here in my previous video, I taught you guys here that limit as x approaches, if you have something of function to the power of -r, so like negative exponent, so and if you're approaching it from infinity and negative infinity, so that the answer would simply be a 0 in all cases. So here our answer would just be a 0 here. Okay, 0 for both. Okay, so we're done with this question. Now moving on to the second one. So the second one that we have is 3x to the power of 7 plus x squared, right? That's what we have, right? Okay, now if we have this function, so how do we evaluate this function? For this function, remember, we're only going to take the highest exponent over here, the highest degree that we have. So the highest degree that we have is 7. So limit as x approaches infinity of 3x to the power of 7. Now, and since this is an odd function, remember for the odd function, what I told you guys over here, if we have something odd, so as you approach it from the infinity, that would be infinity. And if you go ahead and approach it from negative infinity, so that would be negative infinity. So that's pretty much what you have to do if you're approaching from infinity, so that means the answer is infinity. And if you're approaching, however, this question, the same question with from negative infinity, the answer would be negative infinity. All right, so now we're done with this one as well. So now we have question number 3, and question number 3 we have it as Okay, so we have it as negative 3x to the power of 16 plus 12. So again, we take the highest power, so limit as x approaches infinity of negative 3x to the power of 16, limit as x approaches negative. Okay, so for this one, now here we have an even function now for the even function, so you guys pretty much have to remember this table by heart, I guess. Okay, so for the even function we have is if you approach it from infinity or negative infinity, doesn't matter, it's always gonna be infinity. Okay, so that means for both of them the answer here is gonna be infinity. Okay, now moving on to the question number 4 now. Okay, I think we can take this space over here that we have, or if you want we can move down. Yeah, I think this is much better. Okay, question number 4. So question number 4 we have is 9x squared plus 1 over 2x plus 1. Okay, so if we have this question over here, how are we going to solve this? So remember in my videos that I have taught you guys was basically wait, I think I did a mistake over in the first one. Oh yeah. So here what happened is like it was even number, right? And it has to be an infinity and infinity, right? But remember there is a positive there's a negative 1 in front, and since we have a negative 1 in front, so that means we have to multiply with a negative 1. Okay, and if we go ahead and multiply with a negative 1, so then this becomes negative infinity and negative infinity. So the answer would here be simply negative infinity, not infinity, and I just did a mistake, and because I forgot this negative 1. Okay, so now finally moving on to this one. So for this one we basically have to divide it by the degree of the numerator, right? And here, since it involves square root, so we're gonna look at the square root one first. So now because it's square root, so I'm gonna change the color. So here what we basically have to do is that if you go ahead and square root x, take the square root of x squared. Okay, so that means squared and square root, they're gonna cancel out and you're only left with x, right? So what you're basically going to do, you're gonna write x is equals to x squared and square root of that, and that would be the case for if the x is greater than or equal to 0. However, you're gonna have a negative x if x squared is less than 0. Okay, so that means if you're gonna approach it from infinity, you will use this value. If you'll go ahead and approach it from negative infinity, you'll go ahead and use this value. And because if you take the square root, it gives you a positive and negative number, right? And so if you go ahead and divide this negative 1, so like negative 1 both sides, so that that negative 1 goes over there, so you don't have to write it over here. So you basically go ahead and write this over here, and you can remove it basically from this side. Okay, now for the division. So for the division, you have to know that the term that you have here with the non square root, you're gonna divide this by this one, and the one that with the square root you have to divide it by this thing. Okay, so now if we go ahead and divide this, so you see 9x squared, and here we have this square root. So we're going to put the square root over the whole term. We don't have to separate it. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and put it over the whole term, 9 squared over x squared. So I'm simply dividing this term. Okay, and then we here at the bottom we have this limit as x approaches infinity. Okay, now let's go ahead and do some factoring. So x cancels out, so now we're left with this, and we can go ahead and put our limit inside. So if we go ahead and put our limit inside, we're left with here is our square root of 9, which is going to be the 3. Okay, 3 plus 1 over x squared, and that x squared will be simply replaced by infinity. Okay, and then I have here is 2 plus 1 over infinity. So 1 over infinity, that's a 0. 1 over infinity, that's a 0. Because remember I told you guys over here, if we have a constant to the over infinity, that's a 0. Okay, so that's how it's gonna be a 0. And so here we're only left with 3 over 2. So your answer would basically be 3 over 2. Now you're going to do the same thing with negative infinity. So you have this function over here, right? K 2x plus 1. Now you basically have to divide it by this one with the x, but this one you'll take this value over here that you see over here, right? So you will have to simply divide it by negative of x squared, and then you have to square root it, right? So it's pretty much going to stay the same thing, only the negative is going to be added in front. So you have a horizontal asymptote at these 2 points. All right, so we're done with this question. Now moving on to question number 5 that we have is this function over here, which I introduced you guys for this one. Okay, so question number 5 that we have is, let's go ahead and try to solve it. Okay, so approach this value from the infinity, and the first value that we have is 3 to the power of e to the x plus ln of x. Okay, and if we go ahead and approach e to the negative x as x approaches infinity, okay, so we have this e to the x as x approaches infinity, we get infinity. Okay, so we get infinity for this one, so here we get infinity, and oh sorry, it was e to the negative ex, not positive ex. So e to the negative ex, as we approach from the infinity, that would be a 0. Okay, and the next function that we had was ln of x, and ln of x as you approach from infinity, that would be an infinity. So we have an infinity plus a 0. So an infinity plus a 0, so that would basically give you an infinity, okay, as a final answer. So here, as you approach from infinity, you get an infinity as an answer. And if you go ahead and approach the same thing with the negative infinity, okay, so now we're only looking at the negative infinity. So for the same thing that you have to do is look at negative infinity. For this e to the negative x, we get an infinity, and for the negative infinity, we get does not exist. So you get does not exist plus and positive infinity. So the final answer would simply be positive infinity in this case. So we have positive infinity but does not exist. Oh, sorry, that would be does not exist. Okay, so because it involves does not exist, and you can go ahead and add positive infinity and does not exist, so the answer should be does not exist. My bad for that. Okay, so here we basically have question 6 over here. So question 6 that we have over here is this question, cosine of x over x squared. Okay, so that is basically a squeeze theorem question, and I don't think I have covered squeeze theorem so far on my channel, so let's just leave this for now. Okay, so since we haven't covered basically the squeeze theorem, but if you just want the solution anyway, so I can just quickly walk you guys through over the solution. So what I basically did over here was that because it's a problem of squeeze theorem, so what you do is basically you take the top function that you have, and since it oscillates between cosine, it oscillates between -1 and 1, right? So then you have to make this function, the cosine x, into this function. And how do you do that? You simply have to divide it by x squared. Okay, so if you're dividing this by x squared, then you have to divide this and this by x squared as well, right? So we go ahead and divide the whole term by x squared, so this becomes like this. Okay, and now if we go ahead and put the limit in this one, so we have to put the limit in those ones as well. Okay, so limit as x approaches infinity for this one, and this one, and this one, if you see it closely, so that would be like 1, so x to the power of -2, right? And in the above example, I showed you guys that if we have something to the power of -r, so that is a 0, right? So that is a 0, so that's why, okay, so that is why it's gonna be a negative infinity, right? So that would simply be limit as x approaches infinity of x to the power of -2, so that would be a 0. So that's a 0, and that's a 0 as well. Okay, and since it is like between 0 and 0, so your final answer would simply be 0, and you go ahead and repeat the same thing for negative infinity. So that's pretty much it for the squeeze theorem. Okay, so the next problem that we have is fx over x squared plus 2 over x squared. Okay, so if we go ahead and do some cancellation, so here we get 4, and then we get -7 over x squared, and at the top here we get this one, and here since we had an extra one at the bottom, so that would go at the bottom, right? So that would be like 5x to the power of -1, and 5x to the power of -1 can also be written as like this. Okay, and here this one remains the same, and now we can simply go ahead and put our limit in. Okay, so if we put the limit in, so what do we get? So we get 4 minus 7 over infinity, 8 plus 5 over infinity, 5 over infinity plus 2 over infinity. Okay, so a constant over infinity, that's a 0, that's a 0, that's a 0. So what do we get as our final answer? We get 4 over 8. Okay, and if you go ahead and do with negative infinity, so you basically get the same thing. So you get So here, what do we divide this by? So we divide this by the highest degree of the denominator, right? So here we have x4, divide by x4, x4, and we go ahead and we try to solve it. So you know what? I have been solving a lot of problems over here. So I want you guys to solve this by yourself, and let me know the answer to this in the comment section below, okay? So I'm gonna move on to the question number 9, and this is your job to finish it, and let me know the answer to this in the comment section, and let me see how many of you guys actually got the correct answer. Okay, so for the last question that we have is 40x to the power of 5 plus 5x squared over 16x to the power of 4 minus 2x squared. So we have this question over here, and we have to solve this. So this one, I have to divide this by what? So here we have is x to the power of 4. So we're going to go ahead and divide this by x to the power of 4 because that is the highest degree in the denominator. So if we go ahead and do this, so what do we get? So at the top, okay, so 40, sorry. So if you just want to do it quickly, you know, because we have 5 and 4, so that means we have 1 extra at the top, okay, and here we had 2 and we have 4 at the bottom, so we have 2 extra at the bottom, okay, and here the 4 and now if we go ahead and put our limit in, so now this is becomes 40 infinity, okay, so 40 times infinity, okay, and then this is going to be 1 over infinity, that would be a 0, okay, and then this, so what do we end up getting? So we get over here infinity plus a 0 over 16. So if we have, so for example, we only have like infinity over a constant, so infinity over a constant, that would remain infinity. So that is your answer for limit as x approaches infinity. And if you go ahead and evaluate for limit as x approaches negative infinity, the same question, so that means you'll end up getting a negative infinity as the final answer. So that's it for today's video, and thanks for watching, and do check out the playlist. I'm gonna start the derivatives next class. And here just a quick note, because we get infinity and negative infinity as the final answer when we approach from negative when we were approaching x from infinity, we got a value as infinity, so that means there's no horizontal asymptote in this case, okay. That is the case for the